Hi everybody. In this video, we are going to look at quantum mechanical model of atomic structure. Let's start with the concept of orbitals. Guys, orbitals is a region where probability of finding electron is maximum. इसका मतलब स्टूडेंट्स ऑर्बिटल्स के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन के मिलने का चांस मैक्सिमम है. Now guys, orbitals are of four types: S, P, D and F. People, S orbital is of spherical shape and it is of one type. P orbital is of dumbbell shape and it is of three types: Px, Py and Pz. Moving ahead guys, D orbital is of double dumbbell shape and it is of five types: dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. And finally guys, F orbital is of seven types. So guys, with this we have completed this slide. Let's move ahead to the next slide in which we will observe the shapes of these orbitals. Yes students, as you can see, the shape of S orbital is spherical in nature with its center at the origin, and it is symmetrical in all the three directions of x, y and z. Moving ahead, P orbital is of three types: Px, Py, Pz. Guys, the shape of P orbital is dumbbell in nature, and if the dumbbell is along x-axis, then it is known as Px. If the dumbbell is along y-axis, then it is known as Py. And finally, if the dumbbell is along z-axis, then it is known as Pz. Moving ahead guys, D orbitals are of five types: dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. Guys, the first three orbitals dxy, dyz and dxz have similar shape. आप यहाँ नीचे देख सकते हो that for dxy, the two dumbbell are between x and y axis. Guys, therefore the name of the shape is double dumbbell. Similarly guys, for dyz, the two dumbbell are between y and z axis. And finally for dxz, the two dumbbell are between x and z axis. Guys, यहाँ पे हमें ये ध्यान में रखना है that for dxy, dyz and dxz, electron density is between the axis. Moving ahead guys, for dx square minus y square, the two dumbbell are along the x and y axis. And finally guys, for dz square, we have a slightly different shape. We have a dumbbell along z axis and then we have a ring in xy plane. So guys, in summary, dxy, dyz and dxz have two dumbbell between the axis. For dx square minus y square, the two dumbbell are along the axis. And finally for dz square, there is one dumbbell along the z axis and there is a ring in the xy plane. Guys, you need to remember that for dxy, dyz and dxz, electron density is between the axis, and for dx square minus y square and dz square, electron density is along the axis. Finally guys, F orbital is of seven types. With this we have completed this slide as well. Now let's move ahead to the next slide in which we will observe quantum numbers. Yes students, in this slide we are going to look at quantum numbers. People, quantum numbers help us understand the location of an electron. The first quantum number is principal quantum number n. Guys, the value of principal quantum number n are positive integers, which means that it starts from 1 and the values are 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now guys, principal quantum number tells us about size and energy of orbital. इसका मतलब guys, as the value of principal quantum number increases, size and energy of orbital also increases. Guys, इसको logically समझना बहुत आसान है. As the value of principal quantum number increases, the size of the orbital will increase and therefore electron will be away from the nucleus. As electron is away from the nucleus, it will be slightly unstable and therefore it will have high energy. इसका मतलब guys, higher the value of principal quantum number, more will be the size of orbital and therefore it will have higher energy. So with this we have completed principal quantum number. Let's move ahead to the next quantum number. Yes students, the next quantum number is azimuthal quantum number, which is also known as angular quantum number L. Guys, the value of angular quantum number starts from 0 and it goes up to n minus 1, where n is the principal quantum number. So guys, this means that angular quantum number is dependent on principal quantum number. Guys, angular quantum number tells us about shape and some part of energy of orbital. तो guys ये shape कैसे बताता है उसको पहले देख लेते हैं. Guys, if the value of angular quantum number L is 0, it signifies that it is s orbital. If L is equal to 1, then it means that it is p orbital. For L is equal to 2, the orbital is d orbital. And finally, if L is equal to 3, then the orbital is f orbital. Now guys, let's also look at the part of energy. Guys, the orbital s is symmetrical in all directions and therefore electron is most stable in s orbital and therefore it has lowest energy. So guys, for same principal quantum number, the order of energy will be f orbital is greater than d, which is greater than p, and finally s orbital will have the lowest energy. अब guys हमें अलग अलग cases observe करने होंगे. Guys, if the value of principal quantum number n is equal to 1, then the value of angular quantum number L will start from 0 and it will go up to n minus 1. So if we substitute n is equal to 1, then the value of angular quantum number will start from 0 and it will go up to 1 minus 1. Now guys, 1 minus 1 is also 0. Therefore, angular quantum number will start from 0 and end at 0. इसका मतलब there will be only one value of angular quantum number which is equal to 0. Now guys, L is equal to 0 signifies s orbital and इसका मतलब ये है that inside principal quantum number 1 there is only one type of orbital which is s orbital and the name of this orbital is known as 1s orbital. Now guys, let's look at the next case. If the value of principal quantum number n is equal to 2, then again angular quantum number will start from 0 and it will go up to n minus 1. Substituting n is equal to 2, this time angular quantum number will start from 0 and it will end at 2 minus 1, which is 1. So guys, in this case, angular quantum number will have two values of 0 and 1. Now guys, L equal to 0 signifies s orbital and L equal to 1 signifies p orbital. इसका मतलब guys, inside principal quantum number 2, there will be two types of orbital, s and p, and the names of these orbitals will be 2s and 2p. Now guys, similarly, we are going to observe the case of n is equal to 3. If n is equal to 3, then angular quantum number L will start from 0 and it will end at 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2 and therefore angular quantum number in this case will have the values of 0, 1 and 2. Now guys, L equal to 0 signifies s orbital, L equal to 1 signifies p orbital and L equal to 2 is d orbital. So guys, in principal quantum number 3, there will be three types of orbitals, s, p and d, and their names will be 3s, 3p and 3d. Now guys, we'll also observe the final case, if n is equal to 4. Now guys, in this case, angular quantum number will start from 0 and it will end at 4 minus 1. Therefore, the values of angular quantum number will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. L is equal to 0 is s orbital, L is equal to 1 is p orbital, 2 is d orbital and finally L equal to 3 is f orbital. So guys, n is equal to 4 के अंदर there will be four types of orbitals, S, P, D and F, and their names will be 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. So guys, with this we have completed angular quantum number. Now let's move ahead to the next quantum number. Yes students, the next quantum number is magnetic quantum number ml. Guys, the values of magnetic quantum number ml start from minus L and they will end at plus L, where L is angular quantum number. इसका मतलब guys, the values of magnetic quantum number are dependent on angular quantum number. Now guys, magnetic quantum number tells us about orientation or direction of orbital. Now guys, how does it tell us about direction of orbital? Let's observe this through various cases. Now guys, if the value of L is equal to 0, we know that this signifies s orbital. Now guys, for this case, the values of magnetic quantum number ml will start from minus L and they will end at plus L. Substituting L is equal to 0, the value of magnetic quantum number will start from -0 and it will end at +0. इसका मतलब guys, inside L equal to 0, there will be only one case where ml will be equal to 0. अब guys, इस केस में the value of magnetic quantum number is only one value which is equal to 0, and this is because s orbital is only of one type. Moving ahead guys to the next case, if the value of L is equal to 1. Guys, in this case, this signifies p orbital. Guys, for this case, the value of ml, which is magnetic quantum number, will again start from -L and it will end at +L. Substituting L is equal to 1, the values of magnetic quantum number will start from -1 and they will end at +1. इसका मतलब guys, in this case, the value of ml will be -1, 0 and +1. Guys, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that inside L equal to 1, there will be three values of magnetic quantum number, and this is because p orbital is of three types. इसका मतलब guys, ml equal to -1 will signify px orbital, ml equal to 0 will signify py orbital, and finally ml equal to +1 will signify pz orbital. तो guys, आप यहाँ देख सकते हो that by observing the value of ml, we can state about the direction of orbital, whether it is px, py or pz. Similarly guys, moving ahead to the next case, if the value of L is equal to 2. Guys, in this case, it signifies d orbital, and in this case, the value of magnetic quantum number ml will start from -2 and it will end at +2. इसका मतलब magnetic quantum number के values will be -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. Guys, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that we have 5 different values of magnetic quantum number, and this is because d orbital is of 5 types. So guys, ml equal to -2 will signify dxy orbital, ml equal to -1 will signify dyz orbital, ml equal to 0 will signify dxz orbital, ml equal to +1 will signify dx square minus y square, and finally ml equal to +2 will signify dz square orbital. Now guys, after this we have one final case, if the value of L is equal to 3. In this case, this means that it is f orbital, and in this case the value of magnetic quantum number will start from -3 and it will end at +3. So the values will be -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2 and +3. Guys, आप यहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो that we have 7 different values of magnetic quantum number ml, and this is because f orbital is of 7 types. So guys, with this we have completed magnetic quantum number. Let's move ahead to the next quantum number. Yes students, the final quantum number is spin quantum number ms. Guys, spin quantum number tells us about spin of electron. इसका मतलब guys, electrons not only revolve around the nucleus, they also rotate about themselves. Guys, these electrons will have two spin quantum numbers. One will be +12 and the other will be -12. Guys, there are only two values because of Pauli's exclusion principle, which states that every orbital can have maximum of 2 electrons with opposite spin. इसका मतलब guys, inside a orbital there will be maximum of 2 electrons. One will be spinning clockwise and the other will be spinning anti-clockwise. So guys, in summary, we need to remember all the 4 quantum numbers. Principal quantum number will have values from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Angular quantum number will have values from 0 to n-1. Magnetic quantum number will have values from -L to +L. And finally, spin quantum number has 2 values of +12 and -12. So guys, with this we have completed all the quantum numbers, and we have also looked at various orbitals. In the next video, we are going to look at energy of these orbitals, and we will also observe electronic configuration. So with this, I would like to take your leave. Till then, stay happy and keep smiling. I will see you in the next video.